Ian Peake. Peaky. A great man. A great teacher. Inspired. Inspirational. I'll always remember intense conversations about music. Great gigs. The theatre sax battle. A thoughtful, committed, driven, passionate man. Peaky will never be forgotten.
Good evening everybody and welcome. Ian was more than a saxophone teacher to all of us. He was more than a friend to everybody he met, and he was probably the most animated character we will ever come across. Tonight we gather, this time from far and wide, from Edinburgh to London, horns in hand for a very special tribute. Even though Ian has no longer stood before us, he will forever stand in our hearts as our teacher, inspiration, and friend. One of the most important lessons we learnt from the life and adventures of Ian Peake is perfectly summed up in this quote by Roald Dahl. I began to realise how important it was to be an enthusiast in life. If you are interested in something, no matter what it is, go at it full speed ahead. Embrace it with both arms, hug it, love it, and above all, become passionate about it. Lukewarm is no good. Hot is no good either. White hot and passionate is the only way to be.
How can you sum up a guy like Peaky? Genius, madman, enthusiast, but most of all, he was our friend. He has affected generations of people, whether it be through his music or his bursting personality. I can count on one hand the times we cried together, but countless times that he made me laugh. He will live in our hearts forever. Thank you.
Tonight, above all else, is a tribute to Peaky. However, as most of you probably know, we also recently lost Dom. Dom was a fine young man and a wonderful member of the band, loved by everyone. He played tenor for 3 years, and he was also an amazing vocalist. One Peaky and I failed to get behind a microphone. He loved cooking, and hopefully you will have found a recipe on your chair for Dom's scones. Try them, they're great. Running Park adopted the recipe, they must be great. Dom suffered from social anxiety. He taped over it. Sadly, he is not alone. If anyone feels the same, then please seek help. Together, let's take the stigma out of mental illness. As Leonard Cohen wrote, there is a crack in everyone. It's how the light gets in. Thank you.
I just asked Rob Buckland has joined us tonight from the Royal Northern School of Music. I think that's a pretty good accolade for the band. I'm Ian, and I'm going to say a few words. No pressure. Yes, my name is Rob Buckland. I currently have the best saxophone teaching job in the world as head of the saxophone department at the Royal Northern College of Music. Well, at least I thought it was the best saxophone teaching job in the world until I saw what Ian's been doing over here. And I feel relegated to second place. the saxophone back in the 80s when dinosaurs roamed the earth. I was one of 2 saxophone players in my county. No one played the saxophone. You couldn't do associated board saxophone exams because the Royal Schools of Music didn't acknowledge it as a real instrument. When I went to college, I had to do the clarinet as a joint first study. Seems like a lifetime ago for these guys behind me, but to see how the world's changed. We start off on our saxophone day we do every year at the Ronald College of Music. We have sort of 250 saxophone players come from all over the world, all over the country. And I always start off with a sort of joke to get everybody going and say, wouldn't it be wonderful if one day everyone in the world played the saxophone? And it seems to be coming true. I think it would be a wonderful thing. And that's where I first met Ian. I can't say that I knew him well, but I've known him for a while and been a huge fan and a huge amount of respect for everything he's done over here, because actions speak much louder than words. There's a man of very few words actually in terms of my relationship with him. He came to the saxophone day at the RNCM when I was doing a class, sort of technique, how to play the saxophone properly kind of class. And this guy turned up and sat right in the front. His arms folded, with a steely look in his eye. Go on, impress me. And he didn't say a word for an hour and a half, he just glared at me all. God, this is going terribly. And he came up to the end and he went, that was very good. And then suddenly, from nowhere, all of his students started appearing at the saxophone day at the Harrogate. I run a saxophone summer school at the Ladies' College. I've got for the last 10 years. Suddenly all these students appeared out of nowhere. Leah and Tashi and Abby and Andy, who's at the college now from the current crop, suddenly turned up. They were on time, they were well dressed, they were happy, they could play in tune, they smiled. It's very strange. So clearly something was going on. There was a good saxophone teacher doing something over here, and he was a huge supporter right the way through. Since we met him, we were very lucky to have Soundbyte come over. Maybe some of you guys, did any of you guys play at the RNCM? When was that? 10 years ago. They were in nappies. Yeah, he said, I've got this saxophone big band, you should invite us to come and play the saxophone. Yeah, fine, whatever you want. And he turned up and he walked in with a team of 35 chefs, which I thought was very important. Thanks for doing. Sorry, I haven't planned this, can you tell? It's a funny old game, teaching the saxophone. When you start off with a young saxophone player, I hear this a lot when the students come on audition at a college and you say, what do you want to do? And they say, I really want to be a player, but I suppose I'll have to teach one day. And I was guilty of that, I think most of us were. And then once you start teaching, you realise it's actually such a vital part of who we are as musicians, how we learn about ourselves. We learn so much more about ourselves teaching. And all you really want is to make a difference, maybe to one student in your entire life, just one person who somehow switches on and changes their life and becomes something greater than they thought they could. And I think we can see behind us that he's certainly done more than that. I've got time for a quick joke about saxophone teaching. I'll go home in a minute. This is an absolutely true story, and it's based in Yorkshire, so I feel I can tell you. As a saxophone teacher at the Leeds College of Music, a colleague of mine called Jim Corrie, plays with Jamiroquai, and he got a phone call. Remember, this is true. Just keep that in mind. About 3 summers ago, I got a phone call from this guy. Oh, hello, I got your number from Leeds College of Music. I've been teaching myself the saxophone for about 3 years now. I think I'm ready for a lesson. I like a lesson. Just the one. So yeah, sure, fair enough. And they fixed the time up. Anyway, this guy knock on the door. This guy turns up. He's about 6'8", like a barn door, come for a lesson. He's got a tenor on the table. Jim says, well, just make yourself at home, I'm sure you've been nervous. It's the first time you've had a lesson and stuff. You just get your saxophone out and just play me anything you like and we'll have a chat. I'm a bit nervous. He gets out his tenor, he gets out his book. a Baker Street. Half-sinking moment for any saxophone teacher. So he gets his tenor out. Singing down the saxophone all the way through. Just a whole solo. Now that this is true, it did like that. And he gets to the end of it, and Jim said, "That's brilliant." He said, "You had me hook, line, and sinker. Like, that's the funniest thing I've ever." Who said it? Was it the lad? Must be the lads at work. That's brilliant. That's fantastic. And the lad's like, "What do you mean, son? Did I do something wrong?" He's like, "Come on, you can drop the act now." Anyway, it turns out this guy's for real. He's been teaching himself for 3 years on his own, singing saxophone tunes. So Jim says, "Just give us your saxophone, let's have a look here." Right? Picks it up, it's got no reed on it. This is completely true. No reed. Which is cheaper, you know, parents of saxophone will appreciate it. So anyway, he says, "Look, man, are you sure you're for real?" And I said, "Yeah." So he puts a reed on, he shows him an old shirt, he makes a kind of noise, you know. Anyway, the hour finishes up. And he says to him, "Look, you know, you must be devastated. You've wasted 3 years of your life here, you know. But hopefully you found it useful today, and maybe you want to come back in a couple of weeks and we see how it's gone, you know." And the bloke gets £20 note out of his pocket, puts it on the table, he went, "Well, if it's all the same to you, I prefer my way." And he walked off. Never been seen since. Anyway. All I wanted to say was thanks to everybody for inviting me. I have no idea why I'm here really at all. But it's been a really fantastic evening and will continue to be so when I stop talking. It's fantastic to hear, isn't it, that this is going to carry on. I guess there was a moment where everybody took a sharp intake of breath, and it's amazing. That this wave of energy will continue. The world will be a better place if we were all saxophone players. It's kind of contagious. People like Ian are contagious. I said before, we only ever want to make the difference to one student. Clearly, this man has changed hundreds of lives. Sadly, you know, wasn't long enough with us, but the contagious part of it, the fact that these guys, as they've all been saying it tonight, feel like they're part of a family. This isn't just about music and the saxophone. That they belong, that they're at home here. And that when they come together and do this, it's a special thing. Every single one of them, whatever they go and do in their lives, if they run a music group or whatever they do, will recreate that environment. And that's the legacy. And then every one of those people will feel that thing, and they will take it on. So his legacy will live forever. Thank you.
As a music student, there's never really a day that goes by where I don't think about Ian. He inspired me with the determination and enthusiasm he put into everything. I think the amount of musicians here tonight just shows the impact of having so many of us too. I came across a poem that seems fitting, which I'd like to read to you all. It's called A Life Well Lived. A life well lived is a precious gift of hope and strength and grace from someone who has made our world a brighter, better place. It's filled with moments, sweet and sad, with smiles and sometimes tears, with friendships formed and good times shared and laughter through the years. A life well lived is a legacy of joy and pride and pleasure, a living, lasting memory our grateful hearts will treasure. We all miss you, Peaky, you'll never be forgotten.
Ian was, without a doubt, the best teacher that I've ever had, not just in music but in life. And not only that, but he had some great sayings. So I want to share with you my top 3 Peakisms, which have stuck with me since you first told them to me. Number 1, and I think that any musician on the stage can relate to this. If you don't want to put the effort in, then don't expect to be the best. Fair enough. Number 2, for you to aim for anything less than a high honours at grade 8 is just not good enough. I believe that you can do it, but believing isn't enough. You have to work hard to do it. Did the accent and everything. And this one is for Rob Pickering up there. The saxophone is the sexiest instrument there is, but ladies will always fancy the bass player. So just get used to that, or learn how to play the bass. A year later, I was playing bass for Soundbyte. True story. Truth be told, Peaky was, without a shadow of a doubt, the best life mentor that I think I've had, and I think probably most of the people on here have had. And I truly cherish absolutely everything that he taught me and has taught these guys. Thank you.
I've written a poem for Ian, and I couldn't really express words in any other way, so I'm not really a poet, but bear with me. Peaky was Peaky. Peaky was caring, loving and kind, always willing to join in the fun. Peaky was gentle, yet often had mind, to tell you it straight, like us Yorkshire folk can. Peaky was giving and opened his arms, embracing far cultures with purpose and joy. Peaky was music, his sax-like snake charm, those bright patterned shirts, more yeah baby than coy. Peaky was jam, family and friends, always eager to make you a cuppa. Peaky was jam and family till the end, a real thirst for life and mad as a hatter. But overall Peaky, and we know what's coming, overall Peaky with a glint in his eye, his spirit, his dirty mind, his love for running, a smile from ear to ear, the definition of rye. One last word, we need to let you go. Yes, we all know you're utterly cheeky. It's not solemn, serious, pious or mild. Oh no. Peaky was Peaky.
So, Ross, for taking up the baton and ensuring Soundbyte lives on. So, Ross, if you could join us, please. For Philippe and Severin for flying in from Paris to conduct Soundbyte. Now, a guy who shares our vision and has done for about the last 8 years is in the shadows back there. I used to sit next to him when I was not doing this, because I don't normally do this, if you remember. Somebody else does this, but it's not. Andy, who's technically shared our vision of how Soundbyte should look and sound for the last 10 years. Especially tonight, where the wheels were really falling off the bus at 6:15 this morning, and Andy was dead calm, and we got ourselves to where we got. The lights are on him at the back. I'd like to thank Andy. Andy, there is a box here for you. Okay. In late August, sometime after the 23rd, Beth, where's she gone? Come back here, please. Beth and Richard and myself, but mainly these guys, said let's do a reunion and let's get all the old dogs back together. The people who played, I think it was at the 2007 Snake Davis concert in the theatre, and I think we've got a lot of them here. So, have we got everybody? How many people played in that 2007 concert? 2009. There's a lot more of you played in that concert. Or maybe not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So Beth and Richard, there is a little... Grace, can you bring this over here? Now, I have a really special one. This is Tavan Man 1, Light Man 1, Logistics Man 1, Cameraman 1, Video Editor Man 1, Rigging Man 1, Troubleshooting Man 1, Ever Calm, Never Ruffled Man 1, who's worked alongside Peaky and myself at every performance, ensuring everything is what it is, where it is, and works. Jonathan, please join us up here. Where are you? Can I have the other? Can I have the box and the thing? Now, this is a really special present, gift, to a really special person in this room. She's tolerated him for a long time. She's loved him for a long time. And when I came to sort out the score box before handing it over to Ross, I found something quite interesting. I'm going to open it for you, Jeanette, to save you the hassle. By the way, I wrapped it, and now I'm going to open it. How do I get in? It's all right, it's IKEA paper. So, when I opened it up, and I know that's a bit mean, isn't it, Jeanette, for you, right? I found 11 smashed conductor sticks. And we've been going 11 years, so for 11 years he's smashed a stick on the stand, probably saying, "Be quiet, be quiet." So Jeanette, can I just hand this over to you? This is for you. And I think somewhere, because Jeanette doesn't really like flowers, but I think we've got a few flowers for Jeanette. I'm just conscious of time, but I don't care that much. I've got one last thank you to hand out, and it's to Peaky, whose musical talent, demand of high standards, mentor and inspiration to everyone who has stood on a stage wearing oversized, funny black and white check trousers. Soundbyte, young and not quite so young anymore, would never have come to be. Thank you, Peaky.
I'm just going to say something very, very briefly. I've been in Soundbyte since day one, and since day one, Soundbyte has always been huge. The music, the sounds, the lighting have always been next level, and the only reason Soundbyte has always been next level is because of a passionate, a dedicated, and an inspirational partnership. A partnership that would never settle for anything but the best. And this night has been a long time in planning, and I'm sure myself, along with the hundreds of other musicians that you see on stage tonight, have found it difficult and very strange coping with this huge gaping hole that only Peaky could leave behind. But this concert was in the diary a long, long time ago, and it required an enormous amount of preparation. So as we remember Peaky tonight, we have to also think about the one man who is responsible for everything you see tonight. He, over the past few months, has pulled this immense tribute together without his partner in crime, without his best friend. And so, as we remember this concert, as we remember Peaky, I would just like to say one final thank you for tonight, an event that Peaky, I know, will be looking down upon and will be so immensely overjoyed with. So please put your hands together for Mr. Paul Welch.
Anyway, when Ian, Paul and I sat in what was Lochfine Restaurant 12 years ago, tossing around possible band names, I don't think we had any idea what a huge part of our lives Soundbyte would become, let alone how successful it would be and how long it would last. I definitely had no idea how many bags of crisps, tubs of dips, and kilos of carrots the two of them would munch their way through on a Wednesday night, having a debrief meeting at our house while they plotted and planned their next moves. Had we known Paul a little better, of course, we would have had a bit of a clue about how things could develop. Ian and Paul's great friendship has led to many amazing adventures, not all of them musical, as many of you will know. The marriage of these two extraordinary people, and I call it a marriage because at times they did argue like an old married couple, was a match made in heaven, the union of two people with boundless energy, infectious enthusiasm, and a reputation for never doing anything by halves. Someone who's here tonight once asked me, why does Ian still need to practice every day? He's been playing for 50 years. Well, Ian always set the bar high for himself in absolutely everything he did. He always gave at least 200% and never cut himself any slack. So, it's no surprise that he also set the bar high for all of his students. And thank goodness he did, because we wouldn't have these fantastic musicians playing for us tonight if he hadn't. I don't know where to start with thanking Paul. In his usual flamboyant style, he's masterminded this whole event and planned it meticulously minute by minute. He has worked tirelessly over the last few months to make tonight an extraordinary night, remembering an extraordinary man, none of us will ever forget, who I'm proud to call my husband. Paul has conscripted a veritable army of people who've worked anonymously behind the scenes, carried along on the wave of Paul's enthusiasm and love for Ian in order to make it happen. So thank you too. You know who you are. There was only one person who could ever have followed in Ian's footsteps as band leader and conductor. There were pretty big boots to fill, but I think you'll agree that Ross has managed it brilliantly. And I know that Ian wouldn't have wanted it any other way, so thank you, Ross, you've done a great job. It's such a pleasure and an honour to have our dear friend Philippe and his lovely wife Séverine, who've journeyed from Paris to be with us. I know that many of the Soundbytes have also gone to unbelievable lengths to be part of the band tonight, so thank you all. I'm sure Ian is watching over us all tonight, and I really hope that he can feel the love and respect for him in the room. We as a family are incredibly proud of everything he's achieved, and we want to say thank you for your fantastic support and by being here helping to raise money for Open Arms Malawi, a charity which is close to our hearts, and to Kerry Mountain Rescue, who searched so tirelessly to find Ian when he went missing on Mount Brandon while we were on holiday this summer. Music is a universal language. It's what brought Ian and I together 40 years ago, and it's what has brought us all here tonight. So thank you for the music, Soundbytes, and Hasbytes, soon to be Megabytes. You've done Ian proud, you've done us proud, but most of all, you've done yourselves proud, so be proud. Thank you.
So just one last little bit. In the preparation for this event, I was scrambling around some papers trying to find something that I hadn't seen for a while, and I found a poem that Ian wrote, sort of about me, but about Soundbyte. So I thought I'd kind of reverse it and add a bit and take a bit away and just make it all about what we're doing tonight. So here goes, be patient. The dream began with Sue and Sue, an alto duet that ladies did blue. 'Twas Peaky's annual scholars' event, local mem hall, anything but a tent. With seats too few and saxes too many, enthusiasm abundant through and through. I stopped the car and made the call, reflecting on that duet of Sue and Sue. Let's start a big band, I said to dear Peaky. Just rhythm and reeds, no trumpets, no bones. Go on, he said. Now that's just freaky. The response came back whizzing, yes, let's do it big. Peaky was off the wall, dancing a damn silly jig. Very soon the bets were on, a perfect mismatch. That's Peaky and Paul. They'll splash and they'll crash in absolutely no time at all. Next came a boyo from down in South Wales, a composer-arranger called Jones, quickly inspired to write some tunes for drums, keys, and only saxophones. Our first idea for practice space was rather easy to disparage. Found a place deep inside the local Saab garage. Peaky in charge of an amazing sound, we dreamt big, my feet never touching the ground. Philippe picked up, computer in hand, the scores and scores and scores he produced, keeping Peaky in front of this wonderful band. With sponsors aplenty, soon we had all the gear. Lights, wires, sockets, plugs and things. But literally, we had no idea. Very quickly we learnt just what to do, with equipment galore, quite a hullabaloo. Soundbyte has gone from strength to strength, ever raising our own expectation. With photo shoots and gigs galore, we built ourselves quite a reputation. It's 11 years now, 46 stage sets on, 160 aspiring young people have now been gone, or still playing on. I hope you will agree with me, tonight is a real celebration. Young people from far and wide, celebrating Peaky, a true inspiration. So thanks to all of you who helped create our sound and our vision. For teenagers with flair, you helped us realise our mission. We hope this evening will be one you'll remember. In our very first one in, I did say snowy, but December. And so I dedicate this gig to the one not here tonight, who inspired us all. Please welcome the one and only Megabyte.